talk about the population, what's going on with the game, the economy, everything. Just a quick rundown. So overall, the population surprisingly is actually growing. And how we can notice this is the guild sizes are increasing. So like the guild rankings, we'll show you this in a second. And then also the jury queue. So I'm currently 1,733 in the line on the jury. That means there's 1,700 jurors online that are ahead of me. And the number really doesn't move much because no one really goes to trial because the crime system is broken. So the crime system in this version is you can kill 30 greens before you get enough crime points to actually go to trial. So in the last like 4 or 5 days of the launch of the server, I think we've seen maybe 2 trials go on. Like literally no one goes to trial, no one goes to prison because the system is broken. But that's that's expected. That's XL Games, and that's them just throwing things at the wall, trying different systems, seeing what sticks and what works and what the players like and dislike. They've done that multiple fresh starts. Every time that they've done a fresh start, it's always kind of a different rules set, and you never know what kind of version you're going to get with Archeworld and what the changes are going to be. So the population though is growing, and there's one big issue. It's the speed hack that's going on. The speed hack has been around in ArcheAge forever. So if you didn't know, Archeworld is just ArcheAge, but a reskin and a different version of this game that's been around since 2013, I believe it was. So 2013 or 2014. And it was advertised as a sandbox play, earn, conquer game. At least in America, that's how it was advertised. And so it did really well in the beginning, but there was too many bugs, issues, and then the grind. So it was just a non-stop daily grind fest, like, Korean grind fest. And they tried so many different iterations to make the game like uber popular, like World of Warcraft style popular, but it just never happened. There's a lot of things that people like and enjoy. Like the hardcore players have been playing ArcheAge for almost 10 years now. Like people that love this game to death have been playing it for 10 years. Even myself, like I enjoy the game a lot. I don't think the game is good, but it is enjoyable. It's fun. The community is crazy. So I enjoy the game. Could be way better, obviously. I think this version has potential. So Archeworld has a ton of potential, and I actually really like now that they started off very bare bones and like can't really destroy the economy. So that's the thing with the teleport hacks going on, or the speed hacks. It's not the teleport hack. There might be teleport hacks still going around, but we haven't seen it. So the speed hack is what's going around. It's causing economy issues and making it so that free-to-play players literally cannot earn anything. There's only one way that I know of that a free-to-play player can actually earn, any realistic, decent amount of BSLT, and that's by getting, uber lucky on a rift spawn and getting the blue Archeum core out of the boss box. So the blue Archeum core is the most valuable item in the game. Even in alpha, it was selling for, thousands of BSLT. So BSLT is currently right around like the 30-cent mark too. It has recovered since the big crash that happened, and there was a duplication bug issue thing. So the game is very expensive, but it is growing. Like the population is growing. Just like yesterday, the queue for jury was only about 1,000. And so today, the population, the people that have got the jury quest set up is 1,700. Like the amount of players that don't even do the jury quest is probably pretty significant as well. So they said the concurrent amount of players that a server could hold is 5,000, which if we take this at face value, because you can never always believe everything that XL Games tells you, That's what we've known over the last 10 years is like, you can't take everything they say and believe it. So before the game launched, they said, speed hack not possible, for example. And this is a very good example. Like, there's a lot of speed hacks going around. So we definitely know that that was a lie. Speed hack is possible. And so now it's like a meme that runs around. It's like, oh, XL Games said it's not possible. Like, they can't speed hack. Like, what are you talking about? But it is possible. So they've said a lot of things in the past, and they've never really followed through on their promises. Like they said, they're going to take a hard stance and ban botters and cheaters and so forth. That really wasn't the case in other versions of ArcheAge, or they weren't fast enough. They didn't repair the economy, and the economy got ruined really, really quick. So in this version, everything is tradable and everything is buyable. So you would think that the economy actually is ruined at this point. But the progression is stuck. So like free-to-play players can get to 11,000 gear score. A paid player can go a little bit higher right now, and the highest one is right at 14,000 for a paid player. So it looks like this quest is broken also. Can't equip it. Do we have to do it on fire? Fire? Yep, make a torch. Okay, so we made a torch. But yeah, so the gear disparity isn't that big, and there's only like 2 players that are very even close to 14,000. Majority of players, like the top 100, is 12,000, so 14, oh yeah, they got the 14 now. The top 100 players is, yeah, 12,100. And a free-to-play player, completely free-to-play, can get to 11, like 11.2, I think it is. And so this right here, you can see, so this is not even that crazy. This is pretty close to a free-to-play player almost, actually. The crazy part with how the economy is shaking out is that all these gears are free. These are from the storyline quest. So tier 3, gear is free. It uses all the labor and all the Archeum that you get. And you can get one weapon up to a tier 4 in Arcane. They do give you access to tier 4 weapons, and you can get them up to Arcane. But the economy now is like making those pretty much worthless, because if you get them for free in storyline quests, you can just instantly spam accounts, teleport hack, speed hack, get all the stuff, and then sell them for, even if it's 5, 10 BSLT, and then rinse repeat. So the price of those things is down to, next to nothing. So even just the rank 4 tier gear is 5 BSLT. But they've taken it even a step further, because people realize, like, well, we can feed just one item and we can make it into a heroic one. Not actually, so they need multiple accounts to actually make a heroic item. But they're already making heroic items and just spamming this price down. Like, heroic items, this short spear would have taken probably around 15,000 Archeum to make up to a heroic. So it takes a ton of Archeum. So all your Archeum has to be put into that one gear. Maybe even more, maybe even higher. So realistically, free to play can get to 11K. 11.2 probably. Maybe 11.4 at the absolute most. But now a paying player, you're going to want to actually buy your gear and not use your Archeum and not use your labor that you earn from the quests and the missions, and you start this game. So if you start this game, the correct strategy right now is to invest like $100 or so, or whatever you're comfortable with, $100, $200, whatever amount of BSLT that you are comfortable with, and then get that BSLT in your account, and then buy the tier 3 gear. So buy this stuff, and it's like, these are like 5 BSLTs. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 BSLT will get you a complete epic gear set, and that will allow you to probably put all of your infusions and Archeum into a weapon if you want, and then you'll have a heroic, is my guess. And same thing, you can also go ahead and buy the accessories, and like that's what we're doing. So we're slowly waiting for another earring to appear, and earrings that have, you know, more correct stats or that are full on EXP. So we're slowly just piecing out our character, and we're slowly buying it. So in the end of the day, it's going to end up costing about 200, maybe 300 BSLT to get a top 100 gear scored character, maybe even top 50 gear scored character at this point. And so we'll say 300 BSLT at 30 cents each. That's 90 bucks. So essentially $90 can get you into the top 50 gear score rankings, thanks to all of the bots and all the speed hacks that are farming and selling all these gears really cheap. It's the most efficient way to play ArcheAge or Archeworld, is to buy your gear rather than use your Archeum. And so you can even just take that further and look at the price of Archeum. So you get about 16,000 for doing all the green story quests, just standard, and we can see how much it costs to sell. So if you do that, if you spend 300 Archeum to buy your character and get into the top 50 right now, you still have about 16,000 Archeum for free that you didn't touch just by playing the green storyline quest. So you can go ahead and sell 10,000 of that once you get to level 55, and you can get approximately 180 of your BSLT back. So that means, in theory, that your gear actually only costs you about 120 BSLT to get into the top 50 of players on the server. You know, obviously things will change. This is day 4 or day 5. More people will do this method, and more people will get higher into the gear score rankings. But that's a great place to be, because it's only cost you 120 BSLT. And then when you want to quit and sell out, you can sell all of your gear. Sure, it might not be worth much, but if you sell each piece for 5 BSLT, you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80. So 80. Now you're looking at, you only realistically paid 40 BSLT to be in the top 50 gear score and to enjoy the game for however many weeks or months that you want to play. Like, it's crazy. That is the smartest, most efficient way to actually play Archeworld. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys later. I think the population definitely will keep growing, because the price of BSLT is rising, and that's going to attract a lot of free-to-play players that are going to try and play the game. And then there's a lot of PvP going on, like, where there's also a discovery. So people have now discovered that there are other weapons in the game besides this standard, you know, crafting basic Haram gear. There's actually, you know, kind of like boss weapons that have been discovered, at least one so far. So the sense of discovery, the sense of newness is here in Archeworld, and it can only really get better once they clear out the bots and clear out the issues that they have, because eventually they will. They've always, you know, eventually got around to fixing issues and curbing out bots and protecting their game. So it'd be very interesting to see if the server actually gets to Q status ever. That is something that I'm very interested to see. If it goes to Q status, that means I would definitely invest more at that point. Like, at this point, I've invested about $5,000. And that's, most of that is in NFTs. So a lot of that money is in NFTs. Some of that is in blue salt, as you can see, obviously. It did help. Originally, we bought about 800 or 900 at 8 cents, and then we sold it at 19 cents. So we over doubled our money there. So that was a nice little investment. And then we bought back in at 32 cents. So we're essentially down right now on our current investment. But overall, I mean, it's just pure, like, it's pure fun for me. Like, I'm not doing this to try to make money. I'm doing this because it's a lot of fun. It's a giant puzzle box for me, essentially. Trying to figure out the most efficient ways and, you know, gameplay, and try different classes and characters and see what works, what doesn't work. Like, I enjoy this world a lot. I enjoy the population, I enjoy the haters, I enjoy the trolls, I enjoy everybody. I hope one day that there is an actual good version of ArcheAge for the players as well, and then, like, they get everything correct, and everything just works and flows, and it's fun, and it's, you know, it's super alive, and people are just happy. Like, I hope they get there. And the thing is, they may not get there with ArcheAge, they may not get there with Archeworld, but they're going to try again with ArcheAge 2. And so ArcheAge 2 is a couple years out of development, but, like, they are taking all the lessons that they learned from every different version of the game and progressing it into the next version of the game. So I'm excited. Archeworld 2, or ArcheAge 2 in Unreal 5 is going to look amazing. I'm definitely going to need to get a new computer. As you know, my computer is pretty shit, so it doesn't look very good. But, yep. Thanks for watching. As always, hit that like button if you are still here. Subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know your thoughts, too. Always interested to hear what you guys are thinking and talking about.